To make the face scrubbies, I used 100% cotton. The recommended needle is between 3 or 4 millimeters. I am using a 2.5 millimeters crochet hook, scissors and a stitch marker. We start the scrubby for the center, and you have to make a slip knot. Chain 2, and now pull up the yarn like this, more or less. Yarn over, pass the crochet through the first chain, pull up the yarn again to the same size of the first loop, yarn over again, repeat the same in the first chain. You have 2 loops and the first one, so 3 loops, yarn over again, and yarn over again. You have 4 yarn over and the first loop. You have to take the yarn and pass the yarn through all the loops and close the stitch with a chain. This is the first stitch. Chain 1 again, pull up the yarn again and make again the 4 yarn overs in this space. So yarn over 1, 2, 3 and 4, and now we have to repeat the same, yarn over, pass the crochet through the chain 1, through the first chain, and you are making the center of the jasmine flower. Repeat yarn over 4 times, and once you have the 2 petals on the hook, you have to close all the petals, you have to close all the stitches together. Chain 1 to close this stitch, and you have the first part of the jasmine stitch. Chain 1 again, pull up the yarn and repeat the same, yarn over 4 times, and repeat the same, yarn over 4 times in the first chain in the center of the flower, yarn over 4 times, once you have the 2 petals on the hook, you have to close all the loops together, chain 1 to close the stitch, and repeat the same, pull up the yarn, yarn over 4 times, repeat the same on the center of the flower, and repeat the same. Pull up the yarn, yarn over 4 times, repeat the same on the center of the flower, you have now 5 petals, and to make the jasmine stitch you need 6 petals. To make the last petal you have to chain 1 again, pull up the yarn, yarn over 4 times, repeat the same on the center of the flower, making the 6th petal, you don't have to close now the loops. You have to make again 4 yarn over in this space, making 3 petals at the same time. Once you have the 3 petals, you have to close all the loops together and chain 1 to close the stitch. Now you have the first row of the jasmine stitch. You have 6 petals and the petals in between of each petal of the center. In my case, I will make the scrubbies only with 2 rows. You have to take the stitch marker, start again 1 row with chain 1, pull up the yarn, repeat the 4 yarn overs, repeat 4 yarn overs again on this stitch, close both petals together and place the stitch marker. Here you can see the center of the flower that we are making. You only have 4 petals, so you have to make 2 more petals. So chain 1, pull up the yarn, the 4 yarn overs, four yarn overs again on the center of the flower to make the 5th petal, close both petals together, close all the yarn overs, chain 1, and we have to make now the petal number 6. Pull up the yarn again, 4 yarn overs, four yarn overs on the center, making the petal number 6. But you don't have to close now the petals, you have to make 4 yarn overs again in this space to complete the flower. Close the 3 petals together, chain 1 to close the stitch, and continue making the flower and continue making the next flower. Pull up the yarn, make the 4 yarn overs, start the petal number 5 of the next flower. Here you can see the 4 petals. Make the petal number 5, making 4 yarn overs in the center. Close all the yarn overs, chain 1, chain 1 again, pull up the yarn, and make the petal number 6, making 4 yarn overs in the center, and complete this flower, making the 4 yarn overs in this space. Close all the petals together, chain 1 to close the stitch, chain 1 again, and make another flower, 4 yarn overs, make the petal number 5 of the next flower, 4 yarn overs, close all the yarn overs together, chain 1 to close the stitch, and make the petal number 6, chain 1, pull up the yarn, 4 yarn overs, four yarn overs in the center of the flower, and complete this flower with 4 yarn overs again in this space. Close all the yarn overs together and chain 1. You have to repeat the same, completing the flowers with 6 petals to arrive again at the marker. Once you are at the stitch marker, you have to pull up the yarn, complete this flower, 4 yarn overs, four yarn overs again at the center, and make the 4 yarn overs in the same space of the stitch marker. Remove the marker and you have to complete this row, making again chain 1, pull up the yarn, 4 yarn overs in this space, complete the petal number 6 of the last flower, and close the scrubby, making the 4 yarn overs in this space, and chain 1, and you finish the second row. In my case, I finished my scrubby. If you want to make the scrubby bigger, you can repeat the same, starting with 4 yarn overs, making the 2 petals, place the stitch marker, and repeat the same, making more jasmine flowers.